We have a lot to discuss in this video because, as you may know, there have been rumors floating around for years about Ripple Swift. Will they collaborate? Will they ever use one another's texts? Or will Swift simply integrate Ripple's technology since Ripple is clearly not interested in having their technology used? Well, I have additional evidence that, yes, Duty Swift will integrate RippleNet. Yes, people, you heard that right. Have you covered? We'll discuss XRP and central banks, Ethereum Layer 2, and what VanEck is, so don't worry. Taking a look at this, let's get started. $66,329 worth of Bitcoin has increased by 91% USD, while XRP is, well, a mean lean of 57 cents. PT and USDC are both coming in at 99 cents. Total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies, currently, 2,537 billion people. You really should go listen to today's first video if you haven't already. Since what did we smash in there? What did I discuss? I specified the precise months in which our next XRP will occur. Shift upward, I was right when I said that was the precise month. Check out that video and learn more by going here. You do want me to scroll down, I'm sure of it. At present, that figure is significantly greater. We're getting pretty close to 550,000 XRP from our community members for just holding. All you have to do is hold, and you'll receive a little XRP every month. We also have an automated list that we check every month. The Ledger XRP, we identify the holders, count the number of NFTs and points you possess, and return your XRP to you on the first of each month. To your pocketbook, nothing at all has its a set and forget method to implement. That's what makes it so lovely. XRP, when Lord Lel speaks, this is what he says. It has to be positive on XRP regarding the BIS, and the goal of the 7 central banks initiatives is to completely restructure the global payment infrastructure. Isn't that intriguing? That was known to us. We've discussed this story before. About 7 years ago, when Ripple became intimately connected with central banks, there was supposed to be a significant upgrade of the global payment system. Governments and banks operate at a glacial pace. Although the story is known to us, what are we actually seeing at this moment? Everything awakens gradually. The central banks are starting to discuss digital ledger technology and cryptocurrencies. They are doing this to transition from their previous system, which relied on inactive capital that was sitting in these bank accounts. They are moving away from that, merely to ensure they have adequate cash on hand to transfer money when a cross-border payment is made. The system currently has more than $10 trillion. There will be 8 trillion next to, and 5 next things when accounts begin to diminish. Not a lot of cash will be left over, meaning that the accounting department is involved. Danger, there's no reason why money should take 3 to 5 days to move when we can move an email in seconds. Who knows what will happen to someone else's money overnight if you're holding, say, the peso. The peso crashes and you're sitting on, say, 2 trillion worth of pay one. It's only worth 1 trillion. You just lost $1 trillion overnight. It doesn't work. You can order ice cream from Uber and have it delivered to your house faster than you can send money. There's no reason not to. It doesn't make sense across borders, yet we are witnessing a change in all of this. We're watching the story unravel. Ethereum Layer 2 might be worth a 1 trillion. Base assessment by 2030. According to VEX, the valuation is predicated on the anticipated future use of many-layer networks across use cases, such as the metaverse, whereby people will be banking and gambling trillions by 2030. This is quite significant. Is enormous for this entire landscape by 2030. Is going to appear completely different, and we'll see digital currencies issued by central banks. The cryptocurrency market is about to change, as we shall see. Just consider what the cryptocurrency is. The market's projected appearance by 2030. In reality, a lot of cryptos will have made it. That duration, it seems that Elon Musk is following the Cardano stream, which is interesting. Isn't that? Well, if our musos are boarding the Cardano, this is going to be removed. It's going to freak out, choo-choo. It will take time to see if you fly well. Incredibly fascinating means of narrative progression. Isn't that what the media says when they investigate something and find nothing? Sufficient knowledge, they wouldn't want to publish anything since they wouldn't know what you would do, would they? Watch the plot unfold and have a look at this. Every party to the class action lawsuit brought against Charles Gasparino. Fox News and Fox Business continue to take screenshots of anything that isn't related to his tweets. He's removing posts that are instantaneous and don't recognize that this is an admission of guilt. Gasparino and Fox Business are facing a class action lawsuit. Therefore, we anticipated that Gasparino would get some hot water for this. Go intriguing, don't you think? G answered inquiries from individuals. Who signed Gary up for this bullsh*? T shall be liable to the same legal penalties. Yes, to me, that sounds like a guilty man. I've got every tweet he ever sent. Me shouting out to me, drink, drink. Hell is a lie, a drink, etc. I have proof that he denigrated me to other journalists who were attempting to pull off a hit piece on me. Keep an eye on it, Charles. Big COR alert. I hope you have the best of luck. I would prefer that you not see this black swan. Capital asserts that they will find a solution. Must close it down when the time comes, or at the very least, get people out of there. Interesting. I will not be playing this for you, but I will repost and tweet it. Please pay attention. They won't get you, and Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. I think the great thing about the internet is that everyone can have their own opinion about it. I believe that Bitcoin will remain a major once we had an ETF, which is where the big institutional money is. We realized that Bitcoin was here to stay. It was therefore easy for me to obtain this in February 2018, which will lead us to the following method. Is Mar the D10? She claims she left Swift to join Ripple to stifle discussions about the useful internet. Examine this, and then take a look at this slide. I will be presenting to all of you. I apologize for this. Pause. Marin Del Latin is my name. In actuality, I joined Ripple 10 months ago. And I worked for Swift for over 10 years. My final project involved managing GPI, which you've probably heard about, changing the cross or transaction. I joined Ripple to disrupt, and I believe that's the primary goal of Ripple, which is why banking systems are now returning to Ripple. Ripple is a blockchain startup. Our goal is to build an ecosystem, and one of our goals is to establish an internet of value. Considering the current state of data exchange over the internet, which occurs in a matter of seconds, for a straightforward cross-border transaction, the second payment still goes through a lengthy cycle that takes 3 to 5 days. Therefore, our vision, also known as the Ripple vision, is to make cross-border payment transfers as seamless as possible, surpassing the current practice of exchanging data over the internet. That is exactly who we are. Hey, let's Lally continue, since I'm quite interested in learning what you heard her say, that nothing has changed from 2014 to 2018 and that it still takes 3 to 5 days. Though it's a fairly old system, the one story that the banks are telling has changed, as we have seen. We can see the evidence that, while we were all against it, they are now all adopting it. Because central banks and actual banks are continuously releasing DLT technology, we are investigating blockchain and cryptocurrency to see how we can improve our system, and then we got people. This is from smoking. And we've seen this is also down here, Mr. Man. I believe this journey has reached a certain stage. Swift claims, you don't believe me, at a point where people ought to be able to acknowledge that he is using Ripple technology. Examine yourself. Fusion Complete Messaging is offered by Finastra for Swift GPI. Resonance is used in Fusion Total Messaging. We've demonstrated this using technology before, and he continues, I'll tell you what these financial institutions are. Joining Ripple to take advantage of the cheapest, fastest, and most efficient digital asset settlement, XRP, here's Finastra. We discussed the messaging on their page. Swift connectivity was discussed by the system and how it is integrated with Fusion Total Messaging, which is a part of Ripple. Next, we see the third-party integrations. MasterCard, who has arrived already. According to the CEO of MasterCard, their workflow system already incorporates both Ripple and the XRP ledger. Here, people, we have third-party integrations for cross-border payment connectivity with Thunes and Ripples. The fusion total is shown in the image. What does messaging pass? Swift's API may link to Ripple for cross-border payment connectivity via the Pi Micro Gateway, which will lessen friction and facilitate cross-border payments. It was inevitable, and now it has arrived.